Okay, so are you ready to like really get into this?
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
All right, so today we're going to be like taking a deep dive into some excerpts
Yeah.
all about running a successful clinic.
Okay.
Specifically, we're going to be looking at some insights from these business coaches. They're called Dr. Lil and Ted Jedynak, and they share their wisdom on what they say is like the biggest challenge for clinic owners. And honestly, it's something that most of us can relate to no matter like what our job is. So
Yeah, I'm
it's
curious.
going to be good.
Yeah.
Um, so what's so interesting is that Dr. Lil and Ted, they kind of go beyond those usual suspects that you hear about all the time.
Right.
Like finances and systems.
Yeah, marketing, the typical stuff.
Marketing, yeah, exactly. And they hone in on something much more human,
Okay.
team management.
Interesting.
So that it's like they're saying, forget spreadsheets.
Huh.
It's the people
Right.
that keep you up at night.
Oh, yeah.
And you know they have a point. I think back to like some of my own past work experiences and the times that like a team just wasn't clicking. It definitely impacted everyone's mood and productivity.
Sure.
The whole vibe.
Yeah, it's like that energy is palpable, right?
Yeah.
You can just feel it.
It's contagious,
Totally.
whether it's good or bad.
And think about how much harder it is to hit a target or implement a new system when the team just isn't functioning well.
Yeah.
You know, that friction, that lack of alignment, it just seeps into every single thing.
Yeah, and that's what they're saying, like, especially in a clinic setting.
Right.
Dr. Lil and Ted emphasize how those team dynamics have real-world consequences for patients.
Oh, absolutely.
It's not just an internal issue.
Huge.
It directly affects the quality of care people are receiving.
Yeah, when staff are stressed or burnt out, it's going to impact how they interact with patients, no question. And then if there's high turnover, which is a classic symptom of team dysfunction,
Yeah.
that sense of instability can really erode patient trust.
Yeah, and then, of course, there's the financial side of things, too,
Oh, for sure.
which we can't forget about. And Dr. Lil and Ted point out how expensive high turnover is.
Huge costs.
It's not just the cost of, like, posting job ads and doing interviews.
Right.
It's the lost productivity.
Yep.
The time spent training new hires.
Yeah.
And the potential for mistakes while someone's getting up to speed.
Absolutely. In fact, studies show that the average cost of replacing an employee can be anywhere from 1/2 to 2 times their annual salary.
Wow.
That's a huge hit to any business, let alone a clinic with tight margins.
Yeah, so we've got stressed out staff potentially affecting patient care.
Right.
We've got turnover draining resources. It's like this negative spiral.
Totally.
And that really ties into Dr. Lil and Ted's next point about how draining conflict is.
Yeah, it's not even just the conflict itself.
Right.
It's that constant low-level tension or the energy spent trying to avoid conflict altogether
Oh, yeah.
that eats away at everyone's mental bandwidth.
Yeah, and if you're the one leading the team,
Right.
it's easy to see how that leads to the final point Dr. Lil and Ted bring up, leadership fatigue.
It's so real.
Yeah.
And I think it's been made worse by everything that's happening in the world lately, you know? Pandemic stress,
Oh, yeah.
economic uncertainty, that constant pressure to do more with less.
Yeah.
Leaders are feeling it across industries, for sure.
So what are some signs of that,
Of.
of leadership fatigue that people might not even realize that they're experiencing?
Oh, that's such a good question.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's subtle,
Right.
like increased irritability
Yeah.
or cynicism.
Mm-hmm.
You might find yourself withdrawing from your team or avoiding making decisions.
Yeah.
Or maybe you're just feeling completely drained and unmotivated.
Oh, yeah.
Like you're running on fumes.
It's almost like the emotional equivalent of hitting a wall. Right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And the problem is if you're not aware of it,
Right.
leadership fatigue can really undermine your effectiveness and create a ripple effect throughout the team.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's kind of scary, actually.
Yeah. So, like, after painting this pretty stark picture of the challenges, Dr. Lil and Ted make sure to highlight the flip side.
Right.
When the team functions well, everything improves.
Yeah.
Patient satisfaction goes up. The clinic runs more efficiently.
That's amazing.
Revenue increases.
Yeah.
And staff feel more engaged and motivated.
And that's such a powerful reminder that investing in your team, in fostering positive communication and a sense of shared purpose, it's not just about being nice.
Right.
It's a smart business strategy.
It makes you think, if team dynamics are this crucial,
Yeah.
what's one thing each of us can do, even if we're not running a clinic,
Right.
to improve teamwork in our own lives?
Yeah.
Maybe it's something small,
Right.
like being more mindful of how we communicate,
Totally.
or making an effort to, like, actively listen.
Or maybe it's having the courage to address a conflict that's been simmering under the surface.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Because at the end of the day, we all want to be part of a team that works well and achieves great things, right?
Absolutely. And sometimes that starts with just one small step.
I love that.
Thanks for diving into this with us.
You got it. It was fun.
All right. See you next time.
Okay, bye.
Bye.